Hello everyone, my name is Captain Jack and welcome back to Space Engineers. Today we're doing another ship review from the Steam Workshop, and with me today I have the Star Wars Perfect T-70 X-Wing, otherwise known as Black One. If you're a fan of Star Wars, you'll recognise this from a new movie of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. It is Poe Dameron's personal T-70 X-Wing, and it is amazing. A lot of a fan favourite starfighter now just because of the design of it, particularly the black and orange or marks on the hull. It really is now like a fan favourite with a lot of people, and I like the starfighter, to be honest. It is quite different, having like a different colour X-Wing. Usually only seeing them like red, green and blue and stuff like that, but now we've got a black and an orange one. It seems really cool. I like it anyway. So obviously the code name for this one, or the flight name I guess you could call it, call sign, that's what I'm looking for, is Black One. Now this amazing ship is built by the master of Star Wars creations on the Steam Workshop, which is Perfect Blinky. His Steam description here says, Poe did it, a great X-Wing for your boys and girls, and those who identify as TIE fighters. Sort of, is what it's wrote here. X-Wings are great, but also clanging to use with care. Do not forget to watch Star Wars, it's great, thanks, bye. So that's Blinky's little description there. One thing to note of these starfighters is that X-Wings in spaces do operate a little bit weirdly, and that's because if you sometimes will take them into a planet atmosphere over there, the rotors and pistons on board will not go as planned. So to counteract that, Blinky's actually now gone and put the wings on a little piston lockup over here. Kind of a different design here, but this says to see how the wings can actually fold out. So if I press number 1, ta-da, we see them fold out. Now the fighter does dip down sadly, but that's just a little minor technical fault. There you go, it dips down slightly there, but doesn't really move that much. There we go, we can see the wings of the X-Wing are actually extended. So a little minor thing here with pistons and rotors involved, creates the wings nice little form here. I like it, it looks good to be honest. Then obviously we've got more rotors hitched up to here as well, almost on like a hinge-like system. If only they'd add the hinge block in the game of Space Engineers, it'd be pretty cool and solve a lot of issues. But anyway, let's take a look at a better in-look design detail of this starship. So, the typical X-Wing format is we do have 4 laser cannons on each one. Obviously these are replicated with Gatling guns in Space Engineers, actually on the back of pistons as well, to be extended out there. Pretty simple, they don't really extend out any differently. Even if you close the wings, the pistons still stay extended. And I'm just realising the fighter's going to fall around a bit now, isn't it? There we go, so it's just glitching around a bit. As I was mentioning, you kind of have to be careful when opening your S-foils on the X-Wing, as they can sometimes break off or act a bit weirdly. We saw there the ship does dip down, which is slightly bad. And also we know more about the T-70 that it is a modified X-Wing. Poe Dameron personally modified it to basically suit his own personal fighter. So one of the main differences from other X-Wing fighters Blinky's designed is we do have a main thruster, a large hydrogen thruster, situated at the back here, almost as a booster. Now we did see more of this in the Last Jedi trailer when the X-Wing sort of boosts off above the Star Destroyer. I can't remember seeing the booster module in The Force Awakens, I'll have to watch it again at some point, but we didn't really get much of a view of the actual T-70, specifically Poe's T-70, actually in The Force Awakens. We saw most of the front of it attacking, so I'll have to rewatch it at some point. But as far as I know, he may have modified it to include the boost thruster in between The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, so who knows. But obviously we've got the smaller thrusters located in here. These don't actually contain anything, they're basically there for look. So these are just little light modules like this. Using corner lights and an LCD block, it replicates almost a blue's little ion engine, or in this case white ion engine down there. So, which is pretty cool, using text panels and LCD blocks here. I love it when Blinky does this. A lot of Star Wars creations recently are using these LCD blocks to replicate how a thruster would look. It's pretty cool. Also inside here we do have some atmospheric thrusters as well to help us when we're in atmosphere. Don't forget the X-Wing can operate in atmosphere, it's just we do advise maybe not to at the minute because the S-foils can act up, pistons will break, rotors will fly off, and it'll be absolute chaos. If you guys remember recently when I did the Y-Wing review, when all the wings fell off the X-Wing, that's kind of the issue we're facing at the minute. Just a Space Engineers bug, nothing wrong with the builds. So looking down here as well, on the bottom of the ship we do have hydrogen thrusters lined up, as well as a sensor block. We'll find out what that does in a minute. But for the minute, we have hydrogen thrusters down here, which obviously will help it operate in atmosphere, and obviously in space as well, but primarily for atmosphere. Also got a landing gear as well, so you can land the ship on planets or on any other surface you feel like docking on. There's a connector, I think this is a connector or ejector, probably a connector, fit up there as well, so you can connect up and fuel the starship. Another hydrogen thruster up here, located next to the main rocket launcher, in Star Wars case, or torpedo launcher. So this is our rocket launcher on the ship here. The other main weapon system, so we've got 4 Gatling guns and 1 rocket launcher, so the X-Wing in spaces can pack a punch just as it can in Star Wars as well. Other systems on the ship include side thrusters located up here, as well as programming blocks hidden in here with a timer block as well. There is no space for an astromech droid, however Blinky has made a little custom design here where he's put a gyroscope and a computer up top, almost to replicate the fact an astromech block would be there. There's also a button as well, I don't know what the button means, whether that might be the astromech droid, but something situated there as well. A little bit of design detailing as well, as Blinky has cut down some armor blocks here to give a bit of a scaffold and rough sort of look to the ship. Making use of the half corner blocks here as well, these are pretty cool. I like the use of them, very cool. Buttons up as well, grounded and air vents with more buttons, creating more of a technical look. and some hydrogen up here, some pipes linked to the hydrogen thruster up here. It's pretty cool. Internal wise, we don't have much, just an oxygen generator stored in here, along with another oxygen generator. As Blink as usual, we do have some thrusters hidden here, such as stopping thrusters. They're hidden inside the ship. Obviously, thruster damage would need to be turned off in this world, luckily it is, but that's still pretty cool. Actually, I don't know if thrust damage would need to be turned off. I don't think it would, because the distance of burning is only 2 blocks. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. So therefore, thrust damage might not need to be turned off. Interesting. Alright, we'll roll that sometime. We'll have to test it at some point. Looking more into the S4s over here, these are the sort of technical blocks involved in them. So they do have landing gear situated inside as well, so when you land the ship, the S4s can land and lock on as well. We have grounded down rotors situated in here and ore detectors. Another landing gear situated there. Cargo modules are in here as well. Other than that, we've got more pipes leading through, and obviously the atmospheric engine is parked to the back here. Nothing too much special in there, that's kind of everything that's involved in there. But enough of that, I say we take this baby for a spin. So let's hop in F6. There we go. Our S4s are unlocked here, and we've got everything operational. If we go to cockpit mode, it's obviously the basic Starfighter cockpit from Space Engineers. Pretty simple, but I think this looks pretty cool, especially when it's flying around. Now, rotors aren't the easiest to control on this ship, so you've got to be careful when flying the X-Wing, because don't forget it is kind of unstable sometimes, specifically when it comes to the S4s, it can be unstable. Obviously, we've got our X-Wing up there. Torpedoes, boom, Gatlins, and there we go. That's may have been a little prime example there of how unstable it can be sometimes. We just had there we go, the S4 blew out there. So yeah, be a bit careful when flying this ship around, it can break. So as I previously mentioned there, the wings do sort of break off a little bit. Now, I have lined up some First Order TIE Fighters over here, which we're going to go and assault for a minute. Remember guys, if you want to see a review of the First Order TIE Fighter, I did one the other week, so check it out on my channel, there'll be a card up top. But let's fly towards this and see if we can cause these any damage. So we've got 4 Gatling guns and we've got a torpedo launcher. Primarily, if we can knock out a few TIE Fighters with the torpedo launcher, aka rocket launcher, it might be a good hit. Sadly, none of these have got markers on them, so it's going to be kind of hard to actually hit them. Let's see if we can just aim for that top one there. Who knows, we might be able to hit something. Okay, and now let's fly off. So we can see there we did actually cause a bit of battle damage to the TIEs there. Not very much, but it kind of gets the point across there. The X-Wing's just stopped over here. You've got to be careful on the turning speed of the X-Wing, specifically left and right. The stopping speed is not very good. At some point I'd love to get a battle going between the T-70s and maybe some First Order TIE Fighters, but due to the instability of rotors and pistons in a minigame, it's kind of difficult to operate these ships in multiplayer, which is unfortunate, so very soon we're going to be doing a Resistance versus First Order, but we're using the new Resistance A-Wings instead. You can see them in the Last Jedi concept art, they are pretty cool to watch. But anyway guys, I've been Captain Jack, thank you for viewing this video. This has been the T-70 X-Wing by Perfect Blinky. You can get it down on the Steam Workshop below, check it out, have a play around with it. We've now got fully functional X-Wings in Space Engineers, specifically Poe Dameron's Black One. Fantastic ship of mine, can't wait to actually play more of it in Battlefront 2 as well. Interesting game where you can actually play as Black One. Anyway guys, thank you for watching, I've been Captain Jack, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.